Hi Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I thought I'd do a little tag today. This is the Bookish Elements Tag, which was created by my granny era. That's Sarah. And I was tagged by Samantha Sutherland, Art and Books. If you haven't checked out Samantha's channel, I hope that you will. She is a British booktuber, and her videos are very chatty and which I just personally enjoy. But she's also really open and honest about some of the health issues that she has, and I just really appreciate kind of her willingness to be transparent about that. Anyway, so thank you so much, Samantha, for tagging me. Question number 1, how do you feel about foreshadowing or dropped hints? You know, I understand the idea that if there's a gun in Act 1, it's got to go off in Act 3. Like, I get that. I just don't like it when it's too heavy-handed, when you're like, you can see everything coming a mile away. So question number 2, bookmarks. What do you use? How do you feel about bending the corner down? Jason does dog-ear books, which drives me crazy. I am very, very opposed to that because I actually have had books where, like, literally it's been dog-eared for so long that that top part is gonna fall off eventually. As far as bookmarks though, this is what we keep our bookmarks in, this box, and it's got a magnetic lid. I don't have them all in there, but yeah, I mean, and so many of them now are ones that some of you have sent me. We've got cat, lots of cat bookmarks. We try to have bookmarks for different holidays, and I think I actually made a video about bookmarks. Here's our Halloween bookmarks. I actually made a video about our bookmarks once. It was quite a while ago, so it won't have some of those in there, but if I think of it, I'll try to link that down below. Let's see. Question number 3, forgotten bookmarks. Have you ever found something strange in a book? So yeah, lots of used books, like, sometimes I would find maybe the obituary for the author. I have, a Jane Austen, very old Jane Austen biography that has a letter to whoever bought it, in it from the author. So, but I did think I would show you. Oh, things are falling over, you guys. Okay. So, and you might be grossed out by this, I don't know, but this is my grandmother's copy of The Joy of Cooking, and she used it. We don't really use it. I don't know why, because it's like, in America, this is kind of the quintessential cookbook. But I mean, if I just flip it open, you know, there's like an envelope in there. She used a lot of things for marking. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is great. So in the back of it, and I'll probably keep it there, Greenfire, the Emerald Specialists, and it looks like this is some kind of receipt. It's been so long. So let's see. And I don't want to show it too, because I'm still, even though my grandma's gone, I'm still protecting her name. But yeah, so some things she bought. I'm trying to see where she might have bought it. Oh, this is stuff she bought in, well, one of them is a receipt for something she bought in Cartagena, which, by the way, I remember my grandmother sending me a postcard from Cartagena. And if you've seen Romancing the Stone, like, that was all I could think about. I was just freaking out about why on earth was my grandmother in Colombia. So let's see. Yeah, this is another receipt from Cartagena, Colombia. So anyway, I'll put it back in the back of The Joy of Cooking. But, you know, I mean, I think when it's a family member, it's a little bit different, but yeah, I just, I don't know how I ended up with it, but I definitely, all the cookbooks that I took from my grandmother, I left all of her little random things. She used to use Kleenexes as bookmarks and things like. Question 4, inscriptions and annotations. How do you feel about writing in a book, and how do you annotate if you do? So I don't write in books. You never know what's gonna happen with that book. I mean, yeah, like if you're gonna take it to a used bookstore, if you're gonna give it away, but I don't know. I mean, it's probably because I'm the daughter of a librarian, but no, I never wrote in books. I've never written in books my whole life. So yeah, you know, it's different. Like if it's an inscription, you know, if it's signed by the author or something like that. I do have some books that Jason gave me before we were married, that he wrote inscriptions in. So those are really special. Those are almost all the duplicate books that we own in our library. We own 2 copies of a collection of poetry by Gary Snyder. One because Jason found a copy of it that it was actually signed by Gary Snyder, but then he also gave me a copy when I graduated college, and he wrote a beautiful note in it, so I have that. Question 5, introductions and footnotes. Do you read them or avoid? What makes a good introduction? So I'm kind of 2 minds of this. So I don't read introductions. I often say, oh, when I'm done with the book, I'm going to go back and read the introduction, which I really should, but I don't ever do it. I'm like, well, I'm done with the book. I'm on to the next thing. I probably should go back and read them to try to understand things better. But, however, I do read footnotes or endnotes. Again, there could be, so my main problem with introductions is that they spoil things. They assume that you already know what the book is about, when in fact, almost everything I read blind. So I don't read the description of the book on the back. I'm going into it completely cold, you know, with the exception of, again, things like Shakespeare. But endnotes and footnotes, there can be spoilers in them, which is unfortunate. It really enriches the reading experience for me while I'm reading it. Like when I read Les Mis, I had to go back in the end of that giant book and read the endnotes. But like there were certain chapters that I would not have understood a single thing in it if I had not read the notes. The notes were so key to enriching the reading experience of that book. So now, I don't know if you can see up there on the top shelf, but those are all the annotated editions of books that Jason and I own. They're very special. They have lots of beautiful illustrations. Those introductions and the annotations, I do read them because as you're going along, like it will just completely change the experience. And as far as what makes a good introduction, I would say like not spoiling the book. So, question 6, accessories. Do you use bookish accessories like a clip on a reading light? So I don't have any reading light or anything like that, and I don't really want one. So a book sleeve, annotation materials, book stand, etc. So I mean, I feel like I have quite a few bookish accessories in addition to all of these bookmarks. So one of you made me this book sleeve, and I use it all the time. It's always in my work bag, and whatever is the lightest book that I'm reading at the moment will usually go into the book sleeve. I have I have a lot of notebooks, but this is my Alice in Wonderland notebook, which I'm using this year. And so I am keeping track of like what buddy reads I'm doing, when I'm doing them. I think I have some other things. Oh, my goals for the year are in here. So there's that. You will, if you've been watching my channel at all before, you will have seen these in books that I read. I just finished reading Gilead last week, and that book, I could have used one of these on every page. It's always fascinating how long it takes you to go through one of these packages, but these were both in my stocking at Christmas because I use them all the time. I do really like it when I'm able to color code them with a certain like theme or idea, but most of the time, again, because I'm reading the book blind, I'm not able to do that. So they're just kind of haphazard in there. I also have a book stand, which I don't think I've ever actually shown on this channel. So it's got a place in the back for you to adjust. Now, so I haven't actually used this for a book. My parents got it for me because my mom has the same one and she uses it for her iPad. But if you've ever seen me film at my parents' house in a closet, which could happen later this year, I don't know, but this is like my traveling tripod, because it does hold the iPad up really well. I'm not worried about it falling over, that kind of thing. I don't really like the fact that I'm primarily looking down when I talk to the camera, but it's very handy. And anyway, so even though I don't really use it for books, I do use it. And yeah, and this part folds up. So yeah, that's kind of fun. Question 7, art and illustration. How do cover art and illustrations affect your reading experience? So definitely those annotated editions, and I should just grab one really quick since we were talking about Alice in Wonderland. You know, having all of these different illustrations of things from the book over time, I don't know, I just find them really charming, and I enjoy it. I enjoy having illustrations of the book. It doesn't bother me. As far as like cover art, and I think Samantha talked a little bit about this in her version, but yeah, like pretty books draw me in sometimes. But I'm also, I don't know, like I have some, like this book, which, okay, so I bought this as like a buy 3, get 1 free. You didn't get to see the cover. You didn't know what the condition was. But like this is a terrible cover, I think, for The Chosen. And I have never seen this cover anywhere else. I've looked for this book so many times on eBay. And like I said, I bought it in a buy 3, get 1 free deal. And the book is in actually really good shape, but I think the cover is just, I don't know, like, I mean, I hate to use this word, but it just feels boring to me. So the thing is, like, if I love The Chosen, I would probably get rid of this one and try to find an edition where I liked the cover. Toward the end of 2024, my friend Joe and I decided we were going to read Some Tame Gazelle by Barbara Pym. And so when I was shopping for the book, I found this cover, which I absolutely, sorry about the glare there, I absolutely love this cover. I think it is just terrific. And so I will completely confess that, I mean, I was already going to buy the book anyway, but that cover, it was, yeah, sealed the deal for me there. Question 8, format. Which format of books do you prefer? Hardback, paperback, audio, or digital? Do you do different things for different situations? So I think that's a really interesting question. And I'm so sorry, everything is sliding off over here. So I don't mind hardcover, but it's certainly not something that I'm going to take in my, unless it's like, I don't know, I'm under pressure for a buddy read or something like that. Like, I probably wouldn't put it in my buddy sleeve, or my book sleeve, my buddy sleeve. I was thinking of buddy reads. Yeah, so a hardcover I would not put into my book sleeve, but a paperback definitely. So I think overall I prefer paperbacks just because they're lighter, they're easier to hold unless it's a huge book. But I don't mind hardcover or paperback. Again, generally, if I'm going to purchase a book for myself, then I would probably buy a paperback book. I eventually, you guys, I will read digital books. The day is coming, but it's just not quite here yet. Audiobooks, I just can't, I can't do it. Like, I can't listen and comprehend everything. And I know that sounds strange. I am the kind of reader, every time I open up a book, I usually have to go back a couple paragraphs to just like remind myself, where am I? What is happening? Which is one of the things that's making the Marilyn Robinson books that I'm reading with some of you in the first half of this year. Like, there's no chapters, there's hardly any like little breaks or anything like that. Like, it's just, there's no way to divvy it up and say, oh, like, let's talk about like the first 10 chapters or something like that, or the first 5 chapters. Like, there's nothing like that to enable you to do it. Audiobooks are the one thing that I would say, you know, unless I go blind, which obviously, like, I hope that's not the case, but I don't ever see myself using audiobooks. It's just not it's kind of like, it's not how my brain works. So the reading part of my brain and the listening part of my brain, like, they function differently. So, okay, so tag some people. So I would like to tag Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures. Jim, I'm gonna tag you, but I know you're not really doing tags, but I'm just gonna tag you anyway, because I would like to hear your answers. So that's Jim's Books, Reading, and Stuff. Then there's Albert the Conjugator, Books, Ink, and Paper, Sue Jackson, Lindy from Lindy's Magpie Reads, Middle of the Book March, Kim. Haven't tagged her for a while. Enthusiastic Reader, Sonia, and Heidi at My Reading Life. But again, if you'd like to do the tag, I mean, there's some people I didn't tag just because I always tag them. So I was trying to give them a little bit of a break. But if you want to do the tag, please consider yourself tagged. And again, if you don't have a channel, I would love to hear your answers to these questions down below in the comments section. Booktube, thank you so much for watching. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.